Everyone, kids, this is Dr. Callahan with Week 18 Friday. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and pause the video and answer the following question for today's warm-up. Okay, so today I want to continue on with our sections when it comes to factoring and whatnot for your study guide. We are now somewhere in the 20s, the late 20s for our questions here. So I'm going to start off with question number 29. So looking at question number 29 to your study guide for your actual test. I'm going to make sure that we're on the right section here. Yes, we are. Okay, so for number 29, looking at this, it says, which expression equals this? Well, given the fact that this has a negative x squared, I know that you will have to have like a negative x times a positive x to get to that. So as I'm checking here, it's definitely not h. And it could be any of the other ones though. Or actually can't be a j because negative times a negative is a positive x squared. This is also a positive x squared. And the question says check all that applies, which means there is more than one correct answer. Okay, so then let's take a look at f. So for f, you will have to FOIL that first. So if I were to FOIL that, I will have x squared minus 3x minus 15. But that negative makes it an opposite. So negative x squared plus 3x plus 15. And, oh, I'm sorry, not 15, 10. Because 2 times 5 is 10. Just kidding. So does that match this? Yes, it does. So then you will go ahead and circle f as one of the answers. Now let's take a look at g. So for g, if you FOIL it, x times 5 is going to be 5x. That's first. X times negative x is negative x squared. That's outer. Inner is going to give you a 10. Last is a negative 2x. So let's rearrange this in the correct order. Combine like terms. 5 minus 2 is a 3 plus 10. Is that equal to this part here? Yes, it does. So we're going to include g as well. Then let's check for I. For I, first is negative x squared. Outer is a positive 5x. Inner is a negative 2x, and then last is a positive 10. So if you combine them all together, it does equal. So I is also an answer. So your answer here is F, G, I. And you will have to select all of them in order to get this one right. All right, number 30. So looking at number 30, what can I take out from here? Between the 3 and the 12, I could take out a 3. So of x squared minus 4. But then you can also factor this part because you could put an XX and a positive 2 and a negative 2, which will give you that. So then which one here matches one of these answers? X minus 2. Okay, for number 31, so we're done with factoring. We're moving on to transformation. X squared, remember, is just a parabola. And so if you have this question like this, so your A is a negative, so it's going to be a sad face. And then also A is greater than 1, so it's going to be a skinnier parabola going downward, okay? So select all that apply means that there's more than one answer. The graph opens upward. That's not right. The graph is wider. That's not right. The axis symmetry is the left of the axis symmetry. I don't know what that means. The graph is opens downward. That's correct. The axis of symmetry. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so what they're saying is that if f of x is x squared, so let's say this is x squared right here, and that's f of x, then this one, which is the g of x, is going to be like a skinnier version of this, but it's opening downward. And that's not necessarily true. The axis of symmetry is the left of that. No, that's not correct. The axis of symmetry are the same. That is correct because you look at it, they have the same line going up and down. It's not moving to the right or left. So J will be correct as well. And the G of X is narrower than the F of X. So that's correct as well. So I, J, K will be your answer. Okay, number 32. The function f of x is graphed below. What is the average rate of change over 0 to 6? Okay, so rate of change means slope. So I'm going to do f of 6 minus f of 0 over 6 minus 0. So you have to find the y value. Remember, these are the y values. So as 6, there's 6. What is your y value? That's 10, 11, 12. I think it's at 12. Is that at 12? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, I think it's at 12. So 12 minus f of 0. F of 0 is right there. It's at 0 over 6. And that's it, just at 2. So B. Now let's take a look at question number 33. So let's go ahead and draw this, okay? So when I graph this, this is 3 up, 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be something like this. So which one matches that? I think A is a pretty good match. All right, next one. Which of the following here represents this graph? I noticed first thing that this graph starts at -5. So it's gonna go 5 down. 0 to the left or right. And it looks like it's a little bit skinnier. So that means if it's going to be skinnier, A has to be bigger than 1. So then looking at this, Y equals has to be bigger than 1. So let's say it's at 2. Okay. So I'm going to put 2. And then it's a parabola. So X squared. It's not going right or left. So it's going to just be like that. And then 5 down, so -5. So which one looks something similar to that? I think B will be the correct one. Okay. Take a look at number 35. Describe how the graph f of x equals x squared changes after the transformation x plus 7. That 7 means you're just going to go 7 to the left. So that just means it's 3 to the left. So which one says 3 to the left? That's C right there. That has to be it. Okay, last one, number 36. Which of the following properly describes the graph of this? So this is saying it's 10 down, 6 to the right. It is upward, or I say happy. And then since A is less than 1/2, it is going to be wider. So figure out that A, B, C, or D that describes that. Number 37, I totally lied. And then we have one more because it's the same unit. So it doesn't make any sense to stop right there in the middle. Translate the graph f of x is squared is 4 unit to the left. So 4 to the left or means x plus 4, like that. And 3 up, so plus 3. Compress it, which means you're going to make it skinnier. So if you're going to make it skinnier by 2. And which of the following is a function of this? So match it. Which one does it look like? Number 38, which one's a vertex? Remember, your vertex is going to be H and K in this equation. So let's go ahead and match it up, you guys. You have -5, which is negative H, 2, which is K. So then looking at this, your H is going to be +5 and your K is 2. So if it's HK, it's 5, 2. So there you go. All right, I feel like we did enough for today for your study guide. And so for the rest of the time, I have a quizzes right here that I want you guys to practice that with. And you're just gonna come over here. And we're gonna go to joinmyquiz.com. And they're gonna type in the code 54040090. And that is gonna be it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Take care.